Okay, we are now looking at dynamic globalization, really, right?
Yes.
All the factors are done, really, right?
Yes.
Technology also done, correct?
Yes.
Just be aware there's something called cloud computing. Are you clear on the SaaS, IaaS, and PaaS? This word here?
No.
Okay, and that is one of the things that has come up. Technology, okay, just remember. There are a few things that technology has done. Let's just make sure you notice some. Okay, let's pick up this word here. One of the things that technology has done is, of course, for ICT change. Recent example is, okay, the word additive manufacturing. You can pick up this word additive manufacturing. Additive manufacturing creates significant saving because specific molds and tools do not need to be created for each product. No excess to be cut off or to be machined. Okay. Small batch can be generated. But okay, these are the good things about additive manufacturing. Now remember, additive manufacturing basically uses the 3D printers. Okay, the use of 3D printer to print out the mold. Okay, instead of you doing it one by one manually, doing it, draw and then cut yourself and all that. Now they use a 3D printer. Follow? You all know it's a 3D printer, right?
Yes.
Okay. However, the cost associated with this technology is the cash. There is cost. Okay, we can know there is cost associated with this technology. There is also cash requirement to purchase and support them. So that's going to be kind of costly for you. Barrier to entry to capital infrastructure. Okay, remember this kind of thing can become a barrier to entry. And it can become a barrier to entry. Further impact of costs that need to be managed effectively occurs when large proportion of funding is often committed and production process are designed. So this is very important. You need to know that when you build a new production, you have to spend a lot of money up front. So this is all the technology issue that comes in. Okay. Let's move on. The other one is this ICT. You do need to be aware of this cloud computing, which is broken up to 3 levels. Okay. IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. Okay. Now, example of the 3 levels. What is the 3 levels here? 1, software as a system means you rent the software, the hardware, and the operating system. Are you clear? You rent. Whereas IaaS, you only rent hardware. Whereas PaaS, you rent hardware and operating system. Okay, repeat that. They are what you rent. What you rent. Are you clear now? I rent software, hardware, and also operating system is called software as a service. Got it? That means I want a payroll system, I can get SaaS. I want an accounting system, I can get SaaS. Got it? Clear? I got my own system, I just want hardware. So I rent hardware. I go install my system inside the hardware. Got it? That one called IaaS, infrastructure as a service. Then the other one you got is platform as a service is maybe I want to rent not only hardware, I'm also renting a bit of the operating system so I can do some development, software development. Yeah? So different purpose for different person. Alright? Yes. Clear? There are other things about employee-owned device and open system. Open system got one problem, and employee-owned device. When you use your own device, of course, there's a high risk of being hacked. There's a high risk of, but it's more efficient. Okay, big data is another IT issue. Big data, come on, module 2 later on. Okay, so that's this big area here. There is, of course, sustainability, actions for sustainability, and there is the following areas of development. This is part of the sustainability area, correct? Okay. Under sustainability, you have something called, you do have to look at, there's broader consideration for qualitative, non-financial factors when making decisions. That means you can't just make decisions based on money alone. Okay. There's a much stronger focus on reporting broader range of information. It's not just the economic results. That's the CSR stakeholder focus. And because of all this two pressure, you have this idea of various reporting that has come up from sustainability. One of it is called environmental reporting, which is basically talking about the impact on the environment. Number, organization impact on the environment. Then you got something called social reporting. Okay, organizational social impact, positive, negative impact on performance. And then the last one, you got sustainability reporting. This is basically highlight both your economic information also. This one is based on GRI, which you studied in EG before, got it?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's basically all the accounting reports. And then you have something called environmental management accounting systems. So this is basically, remember there is something called MAS, which basically helps to capture certain type of data. And this MAS is based on expert working group in United Nations, emphasize both physical and monetary aspect of MAS, also known as the MEMA and PEMA. Okay, there is monetary aspect of management accounting, there's the physical aspect of management accounting. Are you clear? So monetary environmental management accounting, physical environmental management accounting. Are we okay? MEMA, PEMA? Yes, no? So there is two parts of this. When you are looking at identify, estimate, analyze use of physical flow, that one is called PEMA, physical environmental management accounting. All right. Of course, there is some ethical decision making that is quite important, and you already studied the ethicals under the APESB codes. Remember the APESB codes that you studied? The word that you studied was COPIP and FASI. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. There are things that are looking at. You need to know the responsibility center. Make sure you are aware of different responsibility center that exist. There is the responsibility center called cost center, revenue center, profit center, investment center. If you say cost center, ability to control, reduce costs, primary responsibility. Then you got revenue center, can only control revenue, manage revenue. The other one, profit center, control cost and revenue. Last one, control profit and investment. Are we okay this part? This one we kind of use ROI and RI. Now I want to highlight to you, okay, you go back, you start studying these materials. I want you to make sure you are studying as if it's closed book. Start memorizing. Start memorizing, okay? Reason being is, I think you become over-reliant on the textbook to the point where you are not actually functioning properly. Okay, you're over-reliant on this, the index and the text. You are over-reliant, okay? The meaning of being over-reliant means that when there is a problem, you cannot actually solve the problem because you're busy searching for the answer. Rather than solve the problem, you're spending your time searching for answer. That's not really healthy in the long run. So you do need to know what are the figures inside the textbook, what are the ideas inside the textbook. Does that make sense? Start drawing mind maps if you can. Start drawing mind maps to help you remember things better. You just need to remember what you studied, what's the idea. So the question comes out, you can actually solve it faster. Rather than you still oh, what is it? You only go to textbook like that 5% chance or 10% chance. Rather than what you did in EG was like 70% you are referring to the textbook. Yes, no? Were you referring 70% textbook, right?
Yeah.
Which is actually not the ratio for, what do you call? Open book. Open book doesn't mean you refer 70%. You only refer 5 to 10%. If you are referring 70%, most likely you ran out of time. Yeah? So that is because of the assumption of open book made you think that you don't need to remember things. You still have to memorize things, you still need to know things. So my suggestion, try not, I will put most of the tests as closed book. All your internal quiz will be closed book. There will be no open book tests. Okay? You're not even supposed to open your computer and search. Yeah, okay, because what that does is it trains you up to become handicapped. you're training yourself to become a handicap. Okay, no? You should be training yourself to be without the handicap. Alright, so that's something you should be aware of. There are certain things that are happening in terms of organization structure. So when we say structure here, remember when we say structure here, they are talking about flatter structures. Okay, what are flatter structures? Basically, this is because of this there is generate efficiency. Okay, there is a chance that you're going to do some kind of efficiency improvement by getting flatter, less middle line. Got it? Less middle line. You eliminate the cost by reducing the middle managers, replacing it with IT. Okay, so you replace with IT. The next part, less middle management has resulted in transfer of delegation of authority to lower level. This means you delegate authority to lower level. A lot of the lower level will make decisions. Now, as part of flatter structure, changes have occurred traditionally include you got something called offshoring and outsourcing. That means you're giving out the work to outsiders. You might have something called virtual officers, and finally you got JV and alliance. These are the normal businesses that you can enter into. Got it? Okay, the next one that you have, you should know what is the difference between offshore and outsourcing. Outsourcing means you give it to third party. Okay, offshore means you give, remember, organization moves some of its activities up to subsidiaries in overseas location. Subsidiaries, okay? Organization is still performing the work, but it's likely to be cheaper location. As opposed to outsourcing is basically organization pays another to do the work previously done internally. Okay, how do you clear the difference between offshoring and outsourcing? Yes, no. Offshore means you send the work to subsidiary, not third party. Offshoring is third subsidiary overseas. Outsourcing is third party. Got it? Okay, so remember this is something you have to do. Normal outsourced services include the following. These are all normally outsourced already. Also, the viewing of company as a chain of activity also allows people to do the structural changes. Okay, so management accountant, because all of this, must decide whether to, remember, management accountant must change their role and decide whether to make something or buy it from an outsider. Follow? Okay, that's this part. Now, there is something called virtual officers. There is joint venture entity alliances. These are all possible structures that you can get. And finally, you got something called management reporting in relation to changes in the structure. When the organization structure change, you have to adjust how you report also. Because last time you do internally, now you do externally. Last time you do locally, now it's done overseas. Correct? So of course there will be changes in the structure. So you do then have to have this information for management reports, which is this one over here. Information for management report, quite important, Mark. So over here, what can you see this? Okay, you got core criteria including cost, quality and time of the project, business case, approval, post-implementation review for projects, non-financial performance in terms of how much is the physical flow, volume and flow, including throughput. Throughput is what goes through the system, correct? Throughput is what goes through your factory. Employee performance, satisfaction, engagement, efficiency, quality, results are all non-financial. Then you got industry analysis. You need to talk about how fast the industry is growing and what are the regulation and political changes to the industry. You may have to analyze the competitor, see their cost structure, their pricing, and possibly their responses. External economic factor like interest rate, foreign exchange, or internal factors like customer satisfaction should also be put in. These are called leading indicators, that this thing changes. Once this one goes down, the rest will follow. Got it? Okay, that basically covers this. So those are the management reporting that you can see originally. This is management reporting down here. Got it? So that's basically internal structure, what to do. So what you can do is you have this slide. You can just add some points below each one. Clear? Okay, make a big one, then make a points beside it. Okay, now we're going to go inside the next area. Analytical techniques available for the management. Analytical techniques. So the first one is this one, in table 1.6 and table 1.7. Have a look at these two tables. How management accountant can support managers at different levels. So you have management accountant can support the manager at the strategic level and at the operational level. Got it? So how do you help out? Number one, for strategic level, you might do internal analysis, external analysis, you do planning and choices, you implement, evaluate. Now that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the strategic planning process. Remember, you do your internal analysis, external analysis, you come up with a SWOT, correct? After you come up with a SWOT, then you do your planning and control. Planning and choice, like where do I do, what do I do, all that. Then you implement it, then you see whether you are doing on track or not. Are we okay? Is it too cool?
No.
Cool, is it? Setuju kan? Setuju kan?
Ni kat bawah tu.
Is it raining now?
I think yes.
Rainy season but there's no water.
Yeah, no water.
Alam semua got. Tiga hari tak ada air. You all know right? You all okay right? Careful, don't break the table. Okay, right. We come back to this one. So internal analysis. What does the tools? Okay, examining BSC, balance scorecard. Got study right balance scorecard before.
Yes.
Where?
Management accounting too.
Who taught you management accounting?
It's really.
Okay, right. So you remember the 4 things. Product life cycle got study no?
Already forgot.
Introduction, growth, mature, decline. There's different stages. Yes. Product life cycle, market share, product profitability, activity evaluation and costing, ABC, activity based costing. Because study that ABC.
Oh, ABC.
Yes.
Very good. Create report financial, non-financial things like quality, time, innovation, customer satisfaction, performance measure, customer profitability analysis. These are things that you have to do to help out. Okay, then you do external analysis, you estimate your competitor cost, see how much for investment you have to do, NPV, IRR, all that things. Remember studying NPV, IRR?
Yes. FM.
Conduct industry life cycle growth analysis, maybe profitability analysis. Obtain supplier customer intelligence to identify bargaining strength and weakness, correct? Okay. Then here you might rank feasibility and profitability of strategy, see which one is good, and then might do budgeting. Plus your discounted cash flow, and then you might do cost and benefit. At implementation, you provide timely costing, financial, non-financial performance data. Finally, at evaluation, you provide accurate key performance indicators, KPI. Let's see whether you are achieving your target. So this is the 5 strategic level, how the management accounting help out. Now, at the operational level, the operation manager does planning, evaluating, control, communicate, coordinate, reward, and also make decisions. The management accounting can help in each one. Planning, they come out, do all the budgeting and costing data. Evaluation, they might give you benchmarking data, compare with competitor. Controlling, they might analyze variance and provide reconciliation. Communication, they provide the budget telling where the money must be spent. Coordinating, making sure all the budget tie up with all the departments. Rewarding, maybe they come up with incentive. And finally, decision making, they provide information about different approaches. I clear now? So those are the things that you can say the management accountant is supporting by. Now, one of the technique used by the accountant is called value analysis. Organization exists to create value. Activities and value chain must continually be analyzed to optimize the design of the activity and the value chain itself. So when we say something called value analysis, Okay, you got two types of value chain. We come to that in a while. Okay, so you got organization value chain. Competitive advantage is the way organization organize, perform its activities to value chain. Industry value chain is how it works with everybody else to generate value. So there are two models here you have to pick up. What's the model? Okay, model number one is called the value chain. Okay, when we say value chain, I'm just going to pick up a value chain here. Value chain online. We'll pick it up from some nice image online, guys. I'm going to pick up this image. It looks more colorful. Yeah, this one looks more colorful. Copy the image and dump it here. Are we okay? Can I? Okay. So we have this value chain. Then the next one is, let me just put in another one. I got another one called industry value chains. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Okay, we go one by one. There are 3 things here. Let's work out everything. All right. Number one, each company have your own. You know where to find these images, right?
Yes.
Okay, you can just search online and get it, dump it inside the image. Got it? Okay. So the first one, you got the value chain for the company, which means you got the supporting activity and you got your primary activity. The primary activities work together to generate the product. Supporting is how they support the primary activities. Okay. The primary activities, of course, not everybody have the same thing. Not everybody have the same thing. Depends on the business itself. But if it's a manufacturer, you have this raw material come in, inbound logistics. Then you have to do all the work, operations. Then you have the outbound logistics, the sending it out. Does that make sense? And then you have marketing and sales, which gets the job done in terms of marketing it to everybody. Then you have the customer service, okay. Then you have firm infrastructure, your factory, your facilities, all of that. Your HR, staffing, your technology, any IT or product element, R&D, and where you buy things, okay. So when you put them together, you generate value. Now what is the meaning of generate value? An example of generate value is, you might say that the cost here can. The cost paid to the supplier is 300, got it? And let's say, can. Are you okay with that? If the margin earned is 100 and the customer pays 650 and you paid your supplier 300, how much is the total inside there? Well, the total inside here is going to be 350, correct? Are you okay? Clear on the word value added now? Okay, so follow the box so far. Can I? So the value add is 350, of which 100 is your profit, which means the total cost. How much is the total cost?
300. Yeah. 600.
Okay. Are you okay?
So how to get total cost 250?
350 minus 100.
Oh, did the total cost is same with the expenses?
Yeah, expenses in the company. Now, the next question is, where did they spend the money? Where did they spend the money? Now I'm going to ask you, Nike, where did they spend the money? Out of the 250, where did they spend the money?
Operation?
You only got 9 items here. Where? Choose one. Nike spends a lot of money on marketing and sales. They spend most of the 250 in marketing and sales. They spend a bit more on, okay, number one, Nike spends a lot of money on marketing and sales. Where else Nike spend money?
Numeric source?
You think about the company first and then you decide. Does Nike make shoes? Does Nike make their own shoe? Yes, no. What does Nike do?
Advertising.
No, I mean,
Brand.
do they make their own shoe? Answer yes, no.
No.
So how do they get their shoes? Whose worker? Their worker or other people's worker?
Those people work.
They outsource. Notice earlier on, I just talked about it. Outsource. They outsource what? Inbound logistics, operation, outbound logistics. Understand? Since they outsource so many people, these HR important. Important, not so important. No, not so important. You got not so many workers. You don't have all the factory workers to take care. Yeah. You already told me Nike spends a lot of marketing and sales. Where else do you think Nike will spend money? Do they spend money on services? You know what the services here, right? After sales service. Do you think they spend money on after sales service? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes, sir. You buy a Nike shoes, you're running, and then it call
Oh,
out, and you
no.
call, hello Nike, 1-800, please send somebody to help me. Are you going to call?
No.
Does Nike respond to you?
No.
They don't care about you. You buy the shoe, your shoe quiet, your problem. Are you clear? Not my problem, your problem. Who asked you to use the shoes wrongly? So that is not where they spend money. Where else do you think they spend money? Now because Nike outsource everything, they must spend a lot of money on procurement, purchasing, because they are buying things from outsiders. Are you clear? Follow. The more they outsource, the more the procurement becomes important. Now because Nike tries to spend money on R&D, come up with the new shoes lah, pump lah, air pump lah, super cushion air lah, whatever got lah there, So technology is quite important, right? So that's where Nike spent 250 ringgit. Out of 250, maybe they spend about 180 ringgit in marketing and sales. The balance on technology development and procurement. Follow? Yeah. Of course, they put $1-2 in service, maybe $50, $30 on infrastructure, like that. Are we okay? So that is the spread based on Nike. Now, if I was to change this and say Samsung, well, I say we're doing Samsung right now. Does Samsung make their own phone?
Yes.
Yes, Samsung make their own phone. They don't outsource everything. I mean, Samsung will probably have to spend more balance. Are you clear now? Can you understand how to see the value chain?
Yes.
Now, one place they must be very good. One place they must be very good so that they become better than everybody else. They must be good in technology, or they might be good in procurement, they're good in logistics, something they must be good at. Are you clear? Or not, they cannot add value so much.
But that means most of these, they choose the best one to be the good of their company.
Are you okay? Now, the next idea I show you here is this one. This is called the industry value chain. You see, the industry value chain, you got the dairy farmer, you got the sugar importer, you got the additive producer. They all send to the ice cream manufacturer. This is one value chain, this is one value chain. Each one is one value chain, got it? They all send to this one. This one's another value chain. This one sent to the food distributor. This is one value chain. This is another value chain here. Each one is a value chain. So you have to now know how to work together with everybody so that you can maximize the profit for the whole group. Are you clear now? Okay. That is called industry value chain. So how you link up with each one, maybe you do joint venture, maybe you do alliance. They say upstream, downstream. See? Upstream, downstream. Now which one is downstream?
Ice cream to food service.
Food distributor to grocer is downstream, right? Yeah. Downstream is your customer. We do forward integration, got it? And up supplier is your upstream. So make a note here, guys. This is called upstream. If you are ice cream manufacturer, make a note that you are the ice cream manufacturer. If you are the ice cream manufacturer, you are here means all of this is called upstream. Then this one all is called downstream. So you can either do what? You can work closely with them. Okay, now I'm going to show you a company. You tell me what they do. Go look out for this company called Tilamuk. Go online, search for Tilamuk. Have you heard of Tilamuk? Tilamuk. Tillalamok. You find it? Go for their website. Yeah, I show you ice cream. Of course, I want you to go to ice cream company lah. What do you mean never heard? Go to the Jaya supermarket and go buy one tub, $26.
Thank you, sir.
Next time I belanja you.
Okay, kita orang akan claim.
If your EG you pass, I belanja you all. Oh my God, what are you doing? No. You pass, you EG, sir. EG pass, belanja now ice cream. Then I belanja. No, I Tilamuk. I beli you bawa kawan. I go for economies of scale.
One tub per person lah, sir.
No, one tub per person mati lah. Okay, have you found it?
Yes.
What's the company's product? What are they selling, guys? Tilamuk. Ice cream some more? Cheese? Yogurt?
Sour cream.
Do they sell yogurt?
Yes.
Butter?
Frozen meal.
Frozen meal? Are you sure they sell frozen meals?
In their product there is frozen meal.
Frozen meal? Beef?
Yeah, meal.
Pizza is it?
Pizza, yes.
So those are the products that they have. Okay, now, what type of company is this?
Family.
Is it?
Dairy. Food and beverage.
Of course, it's food and beverage. Yes, yes, yes. I know. They're not only selling ice cream, but what are they doing? How are they doing it? What type of business is this? Anybody can figure it out? It is a dairy farm?
Yep.
Is it a dairy farm or ice cream manufacturer? Now, come on, make up your mind. Is it here or is it here? What's going on?
Food service distributor.
Oh, now you're saying it's food service distributor? Come on.
Ice cream manufacturer.
Is it an ice cream manufacturer? Then why you say it's a dairy farm? Can you see some cows there?
Yeah.
Now I'm confused a bit already, right?
No cost in their online shop.
I'm pretty sure they don't sell cows. But you can see, go look at their profile and about us, like, go read about us.
Farmer-owned dairy cooperative.
What is it now? Farmer-owned dairy cooperative. So what is this? It's like this. Ini dah sambung. You have to read and understand. I want you to understand yourself. I don't want to give it to you. You need to analyze a website and figure it out.
Saya confused. Saya cakap lembu, lepas tu tak jual lembu.
Dia tak jual lembu. Of course dia tak jual lembu. They are farmer owned. That means the farmer forward integrate. They don't sell milk. I don't think they sell milk, right? They don't sell meat also. They are just focused on taking the milk and processing it forward to become ice cream, cheese, butter, sour cream. I think what else there? Yogurt.
Frozen meal.
The frozen meal is new. What is the frozen meal they're selling? They don't sell you Wagyu beef and all that. I'm sorry. That one different. Okay. This one, I think the farmer take care of their cow properly. You can see the cow all quite happy, right? You can see the cow's faces on they take photo. Wagyu beef. Right now. So are we clear on the way they integrated? So I think they may have integrated. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Then here not only grocer, they're going to restaurant. Got it? Clear? Not clear. So that's the way that value chain is the industry value chain can be adjusted. Are you okay? They already say you can either JV, alliance, or forward integrate, backward integrate. Forward integrate, backward integrate. Are you okay in this part?
Yes.
Clear? Got questions? Later got question. They ask you what's the integration approach taken. Okay, so let's move on. Right. Let's move on to this one. So we're done with this value chain. Okay. One of the factors for competitive advantage is the ability of organizations to develop a value-adding capability through reputation and branding. The greater and more unique the organization value-adding, the more likely it's good. So I'm going to ask you, you look at this one, this ice cream. Okay, now we're just going to go ice cream to ice cream. Because later I might ask you to go buy and eat lah. You pass your EG, I buy for you, but you don't pass your EG, you better go buy yourself. Okay, so they do sell it. I bought it before. I bought it because understanding the business first. I want to see how true is their claim. Now, they have a claim. What's their claim? Okay, look at their claim. What are they claiming about their product? Look at Tilamuk, tell me what are they claiming. Go look at Tilamuk. Why would you buy their ice cream? Why would you buy their ice cream? This is the next question. I don't need to talk about the cheese. I don't need to talk about their sour cream. Just let's focus on ice cream. Because you know ice cream better a bit. Since like you Baskin and Robin dah try, Haagen-Dazs dah try, yes or not? Belum lagi ke? Dah try kan? These two you dah try kan? Okay. Now, Why would you buy this? We're looking at a company called Tilamuk. Tilamuk. Guys, what do you think? What's the reason you're going to buy this ice cream?
Natural.
Are you telling me Haagen-Dazs is not natural? Are you telling me Baskin and Robbins is not natural? They are unnatural? So, flavor of fresh and creamy.
Rich and creamy.
So,
Highest quality ingredient.
they use the highest quality ingredient. What does that mean? Do you believe that? Okay, question mark. Do you believe them? So you don't believe them. You like they are lying. They probably put the lowest quality ingredient and trying to. Huh? Yeah, and they're just simply saying only. You understand what I'm trying to say here, right? You need to find out what is the advantage. Tell me what's the advantage.
Easy to find.
Easy to find. That one is America. Malaysia very hard to find. Come on. What's the reason why you would say this product is better?
This because it's sold in bulk.
Bulk. That means they're cheap.
No, I mean in container.
Everybody sells in container, right? You can also buy Haagen-Dazs in container. You can also buy Baskin and Robbins in container in the supermarket. Yes, no? So that's not something unique and different, yes or not? Are you clear? You need to be critical. You need to think critically. What would you think is the reason why customer buy this? Why? Why? You look at the screen and tell me. You have to do a bit of digging around on the website. Or maybe you might want to search online and ask directly why people buy Tilamuk over Haagen-Dazs. Maybe you can search like that. Company you search, you're getting some ideas. Is there any feedback? Tilamuk, no, ask specifically ice cream. Huh? Tilamuk ice cream, don't have just Tilamuk only, right? Not? Did you get any answers?
Because they did for the environment.
So you're saying that they are environmentally friendly, that's why I buy the ice cream. Because I want to be, safe the environment.
Locally sourced milk.
Locally sourced milk. Well, they say they are locally sourced. That's valid in America. Huh? Why? Just the ice cream.
Delicious.
Is that the comment you found? Is that the comment you found? It's delicious. I think all ice cream are delicious. Some more than others. Of course, it'll be more delicious if I treat you. I understand that one. You bring your own cup. Okay, so what is the basis here? Why are people? Why would people buy this ice cream? Because of their they are integrated. The farmer is the one who's supplying it. Haagen-Dazs, they are outsourcing the milk.
Oh, that's good.
The person who prepared the ice cream is also the owner of the cow. So they may be more, they can claim that we care more compared to just the manufacturer of the ice cream who just don't care about the cows and all that, they just care about the milk only. Does that make sense? So there is a possibility that because they are integrated, there's a higher chance of more care. And I think that's the word they use is more cream, right?
Yes.
Did you find rich and creamy, correct? So now the question mark comes up. Do you think they are rich and creamy or not compared to who? Haagen-Dazs and Baskin. Because they are supposed to be in the same league lah, trying to fight, but Haagen-Dazs is way more premium lah. Okay, so you may have to see how they prepare to compete, and the competition, how they compete is important. Some people compete using cost, some people compete using reputation and branding. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So the greater and more unique the organization value adding, notice that, the greater and more unique the value adding activity, the stronger it becomes, correct? Other parts are likely to replace the organization, stronger the position of the company. Follow? Can Okay, so we're going to go to this value analysis. Okay, have a look at this part. Introduction of JIT provide example of how competitive advantage can be gained by close linkages. You all know what is JIT, right?
Just in time.
Okay, what is just in time?
The manufacturing is doing when there is a request. Is it true?
Pretty much. Someone anything else? For you to have JIT, it works like this. Number one, you start to make only when there is demand. That's number one. Number two, you only place order for raw material when there is a production. Okay. Now, compared to normal production, you want to make a cake. How are you going to make a cake? Okay, all this you have to buy and keep first, right? Yes, no? Now, imagine you buy and keep first, then when you want to make only, you take and use, correct? That is called traditional inventory system. Follow? If you did JIT, this is what's going to happen. When you want to make the cake, pay attention. When you want to make the cake, you want to start making it 1 o'clock, the flour guy will come and drop it off in your place at 1:10 or 1:05. The butter guy will come and drop at 1:08. Then you start mixing, and then the sugar guy will come and drop it off at your place of work. That's JIT. You know what time you're going to finish, what time you're going to start. You tell the person to come and drop off at that correct time. Understand? It means the car go in, the car. This part must come there at that time. This part, so the delivery is straight to the production floor. Straight to the production floor. That's JIT. Understand? If anybody delay, the whole production line delay. Can cause knock-on effect. Does that make sense? Okay. That's JIT. So in order for JIT to be successful, customer must cooperate by providing reliable long-term purchase order. Supplier must be able to reliably deliver required quantities of high-quality input at regular interval. Notice the word regular interval. Whenever I make, you must deliver. Successful linking of operations with those of supplier and customer to a JIT system reduce the cost of raw material, work in progress, finished goods. Okay. Car manufacturer who want to increase the value by cutting inbound logistic costs. Notice, they can cut down their inbound logistic costs by doing JIT. Got it? But for them to do JIT, they must make sure they can, I repeat, they can tie up with the supplier. So same thing, like if you want to do JIT with the sugar and additive importer, you must tie up so that they deliver when you are making. Everybody deliver when you are making only. Got it? Okay. The next area we're looking at is called this one, SWOT. Strength, weakness, opportunity analysis. Okay, the first one that you have here is this diagram. Okay, you have a strategy. You got the strategic framework, which is going to be based on the vision, mission, value, goals, and objective of the company. Okay, every company should have a clear vision, mission, values. Okay, these are soft things, and goals. And then There is something called internal environment, which is made up of your assets and resources, the people management system and process and capabilities. This is called the internal environment. Then you have your external environment. You got the national, global. You got PES. You studied PES before: political, economical, social, technological. And then you got the industry level, your customer, competitor, supplier. Got it? From this, remember, from this, you can then come up with strengths and weakness, opportunities and threat. Clear? Strengths and weakness here, opportunities and threat this side. Are we okay?
Yes.
Okay. When we say asset, just remember, what does it mean? Okay, these are the things that you should be aware of. It kind of means certain things, okay? Asset is your working capital, your plant, your intangible asset, your resources, okay, could be unique source of supply or special relationship with the supplier. Those are your special resources that you have. Then you have people management, maybe the staff, what type of people you have. Then you got system and processes, maybe you got like a core manufacturing system, IT system, or management accounting system, something that helps you become better. Got it? Okay, the next area we're coming to is called product life cycle analysis. Okay, the product life cycle analysis basically highlights that you will go through 4 stages of product life. You start with the introduction, okay, introduce new product, very risky, price tend to be high, demand tend to be low, no guarantee marketplace will accept the new product. You launch a new product, not everybody accept your product. Got it? Sometimes new product can fail. Yeah? Sometimes they are very successful. So it depends on the situation. Like Vision Pro is a new product, correct? Then after that you got the growth stage where market has accepted the product. There is increase in the market size. Now competitor might enter the product, especially if there was no one before. The price will start to fall. Then you got maturity. Sales volume increase at lower rate, new investment is low, cash flow is very high, profit starts to decline, competition increases. Now, decline stage, market is saturated, you got sales volume decline, intense competition, cash flow might be negative. Now, when you look at the product life cycle, I just want to highlight something here. There is something called industry life cycle, which is a linked up idea. Quite similar, remember, it's kind of similar. Okay, you might have something like this, whereby this is startup of the business. This is different from the product life cycle. This is the industry level, got it? The startup business, then they grow, the industry grows, then reaches maturity, then shake out, then decline. Got it? There are a few stages of product. So the product life cycle is slightly different. Product life cycle is slightly different. If I was to say product life cycle, just hold on, let me get that for you. Product. You do have something on this basis. Let's look at this one here. I hope you remember this diagram. Let me see if I can capture this image. Industry life cycle, you know how to do it, huh? Yes, no? Can see, right? Can? Follow up? Okay. The other one that you're going to do is going to be Okay, so you have stages for product. Do remember, one product die, another product comes up. iPhone 15 now, iPhone 14 is already declining, yes or no? iPhone 13 is already like out of the way right now. iPhone 13, 11, 12 all died, declined close already, correct? The company is not making that product anymore. So right now, iPhone 15 is probably at the growth stage, coming towards maturity. How often does Apple change their product? Every year. Are you sure it's every year?
Yes.
Every year they launch a new phone now. I thought every. You sure it's every year, Leah? You're talking about the iPhones. Let me double check first. iPhone launches. Okay, let's look at this one. I think you can see. I think you can see from here. Bank myself. 2007. iPhone came out. Then iPhone 3G, 3GS, exactly. iPhone. Yeah, almost every year, huh? No lah, not actually lah. This one 5, then 5C, 5S. Then 2014 is 6, 6 Plus. Oh my God, every year they come out with a product. That means their life cycle is only about a year. A year, 13 is 2028. They stopped at 13 lah, but yeah lah. That means 14 came out in 2022. Is it? No, 14 came out in 2023, right? And then 15 came out in. It's a bit tricky lah. Okay, so yeah. Let me see first. iPhone 15, that 2023. This one was iPhone SE is 2022. That 2022 is SE 14, 14 Pro, 14 they have been changing and changing. So their product life cycle is very short now. They want to maximize their money, isn't it? Yes. Okay, fine. So you understand how the product life cycle works and what's the tool of the purpose of the product life cycle. You already got this model. Are we okay with this model now? Yes.
The Apple has a product, there is no decline.
Oh yeah, Coca-Cola.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so do be aware, there are things like what we call a fad. I hope you know what's a fad. Like, you heard of what is a fad, guys?
No.
Tamagotchi. Have you heard of Tamagotchi? You know Tamagotchi. How come you know Tamagotchi? Did you take care of your pet? You killed the pet, didn't you? You know what is Tamagotchi, right? Virtual pet. Are you aware of the virtual pet? At one point in time, everybody was buying this Tamagotchi pet. It's a virtual pet. You have to feed it lah. You have, what else you have to do? Feed it lah, water it, bathe it lah,
In the house too.
in the house lah. All this on a virtual. Oh my God. And then it dies, and then they put it into a burial plot. So that was a fad. What do you think? Do you think bubble tea was a fad, or is like everybody's like You know, at one point in time, Taiwanese dessert shops opened up everywhere. It's a fad. Okay, no. I'll give you an example. There was this guy who opened up this ice cream shop called Sankaya. So he opened up the shop, and when he opened up his shop, the first 2 months are full. First 2 months, the shop is full. After 2 months, nobody going. Do you know what is that? Fad. It means the product life cycle is zoom, pop. It's just like a short-term craze. Understand? So that can happen also. Not every product is like, correct? Some products are like Coca-Cola, just going on and on and on, right? Got it? So that's product life cycle you have to understand. So there's fat, there's also product that can be revived. Like for example, bubble tea was actually long time ago, it was a fad, then people ignored it, and then suddenly now it came back. Are you clear?
Yes.
Thanks to all those funny companies lah. Clear? Okay, now let's move on to the next model. Okay, so we're done with this model. One of the other models that you're looking at, external analysis. Before I go to the external analysis, there's one more model here. I hope you know this model. Have you studied this model before? Yes, no? This is basically the BCG, growth share matrix. Basically, a growth share matrix determines whether the company's market share is low or high, and the word is relative market share. Relative market share. Now, the relative market share looks like I have to put attendance one more time. Are you okay? Next week, last week, your class for you, all right? Before you have a break for your test, right? Yeah. So you got GDP growth rate here. Anything above the GDP growth rate is considered high. Anything below the GDP growth rate is considered low. Okay? Relative market share. Okay, the word relative market share is calculated like this. Your share divided by leader or follower share. Does that make sense? What does that mean, leader or follower share? Let's say your market share. Determine whether you are the market leader or not. Now, if I say pizza, who's the market leader in Malaysia? Pizza Hut. If I say roti, Gardenia is the market leader. Does that make sense? You don't need to think so hard. You know already Gardenia is the market leader. Got it? Let me see. If I say premium ice cream, that's not premium ice cream. No, that's not premium ice cream. That's premium stick ice cream. Godiva? Oh my god. Godiva is the most expensive. I don't think that's the market leader. Who's the market leader?
Baskin Robbins.
I think Baskin and Robbins. What do y'all think? Compared to Haagen-Dazs?
Baskin Robbins. And Tesco.
Nah, I think Baskin and Robbins, correct? They got more outlets everywhere, correct?
Yes.
If I say donuts?
The apple.
Dan kira
Lucky Donut.
Dunkin' Donut, right? So you understand the meaning of leader and others who are followers?
Yes.
Are we okay now?
Franchise?
The more they are, the more likely they are the leader lah. The less they have, they are not going to be leader. Even though they could be selling at a high price. Like Godiva is very expensive, right? Godiva is, has anybody tasted Godiva ice cream yet?
No.
Not yet, not yet. Tomato, you can go and buy today.
Serah banjir.
Itu I tak belanja. Sorry don't ask me to belanja Godiva. That one is like God. Okay, right. So, when you calculate, can you calculate this? How to calculate? I give you the formula already. What?
Market
share.
share 20%.
20% divided by 40%. Answer is 0.5. 0.5. 0.5 will fall somewhere here. Already low already. Understand? The other one?
60 by 50.
3 times, right? No, 4 times. 4 times, right? Is it 4? So 4 times will fall somewhere here. 5. Okay. So then after that, you determine whether your growth rate is high or low. If your growth rate is high, then you fall into star or question mark. Or if your growth rate is low, then your cash cow or dog. Does that make sense? Cash cow earn money for you. It gives you money. You don't need to spend money for this.
So that's mean BCG the one is good is star and cash cow.
Of course, star and cash cow is good. Okay, but you cannot have too many of this. Usually star, this one is old product, this one is new product.
Oh.
Are you clear? Question mark is new product but don't know yet.
Oh.
They're not successful yet. Okay, very simple lah. If you think about cars in the market, okay, X90. X90 is probably a question mark. It's growing, but it's kind of a question mark. You don't know whether it's going to be because it's a hybrid car. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Whereas if I say it's a star, remember their X70 was a star.
Yeah.
It was a high demand, high sales and all that. So it's a star. But now it might drop to cash cow already.
Yeah.
The demand slow down already. Are you clear now? So that's why we say the product portfolio, you can analyze the product by putting it inside here. Some product are star product, some are question mark, some are dog, some are cash cow. This product earn you a lot of money.
So dog is mean like new
Is-
market and new
No, it's basically old product
product or
and not a successful product,
Oh.
not a leader product. Doesn't earn you so much money. Could be making some money. Got it? Okay, are you clear on this part? So now this one generate cash. Generate cash. This one eat cash. Eat. This one maybe some money, maybe zero, maybe negative. This one eat cash. Okay, now let me explain why it eat cash, why it doesn't eat cash. Got it? Now you need to understand cash by terms of looking at IAS 7, which is your cash flow statement. Cash flow statement got investing cash flow, financing cash flow, and also operating cash flow. Are you clear? Now, if you are market leader, your volume is bigger. Your volume is bigger. Okay? If the market not growing, you don't need to spend so much for investing. Market not growing, you don't need to invest anymore already. You don't need to build extra franchise, build new outlet, all that no need. If the market growing, you have to keep on spending money on the open new outlet, do marketing. Are you clear now? So when you are spending money, up here must spend money because market growing. Got it? Then you have to spend more money. Okay, here no need to spend money. Now pay attention. Here this part is closer to the mature decline. It's linked. That's why slow down already. Whereas here is linked to the introduction group. Follow? So this one high, match this part. This one low, match this part. Are we okay? Because market new, you still have to spend money. Market new here, you don't sell so much. You make money, you sell operating, but operating don't cover the investing.
So if like the GFC issue, like
Global financial crisis.
COVID-19,
Ah.
how about that?
COVID-19, everybody affected the same one. Even the GDP also go down negative for you. So as long as you're better than the GDP for growth rate, you're okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Are we okay on the Boston BCG group? Can I? Okay. We are now moving on to the next part. Right, so strategic analysis. One of the things that you have to study is something called Porter 5 forces. Do you remember studying Porter 5 forces, guys?
Yes.
Okay, Porter 5 forces, you have 5 elements that you have to evaluate. So the first one is, let's say, okay, we do for ice cream now. Since we are in the ice cream market. Okay, new entrant. Easy to enter Malaysian market or hard to enter?
Easy.
Quite easy lah, you know, so many got. You look at the number of brands, Bula lah, what Ben and Jerry lah, some more Haagen-Dazs and Baskin and Robbins. Some got weird ice creams coming in, all this durian ice creams all, correct? Correct? So not so hard to enter the Malaysian ice cream market. In fact, if you want to go and set up ice cream, you just have to go find an ice cream manufacturer and say, I want you to do for me this recipe. I give you contract, you put for me, pack for me, I want to sell. Can you do that? Of course can work. Not very hard. Clear? Okay. So that's new entrant, easy to enter. Easy to enter, look at something called barrier to entry. Write it down. Barrier to entry. Barrier to entry. So if you have a high barrier to entry, not easy to enter. If you have low barrier to entry, easy to enter. Are you okay? Okay, have a look at this part. So, for example, emergence of new entrants may result in significant realignment. Somebody new enter the market, they will eat your profit. Yes or not?
Yeah.
Somebody new enter the market, they will eat your profit. Okay. So, more production capacity, product volume will be added. Economic crisis and supply increase, price will fall. Does that make sense? Yeah, what? When a new person enter the market, there's more supply, what?
Yes.
When there's more supply, price should drop, what?
Yes.
Economic theory, what? Price, supply and demand, correct? Okay. New entrant often seek to build market share by setting their price below prevailing. So they might want to break the market. Just like, you remember, when Disney entered the market in Malaysia, they really dropped price, correct? I think they were the cheapest, right? You know, Netflix was the first one to enter the Malaysian market, correct? They set at a very high price. I think like 50 ringgit per month or something. Then came Prime. Okay, Prime came a bit lower. Then came Disney, very low. They give like, I think $18 for 3 months or $20 for 3 months or something like that. Understand? Good deal lah. Yeah? Are you okay? Therefore, eat your profit. Now, the cost of production input will rise as the new entrant seeks to secure access to scarce resource. So, as a new person enter the market, they also try to buy up all the people. Not all industries are susceptible to new trends. Significant economic disincentive act as barrier. Okay, this could include legal constraint. Maybe you cannot get license. That's why Astro was earning so much money for such a long time. Does that make sense? Until all the streaming platform came in and eat their profit lah. Okay. Then you got technological barrier. Maybe you have the technology that nobody else can enter, like especially pharmaceutical. Then you also have availability of financial resource. You got money to invest in this business or not. Economies of scale. Maybe you cannot enter the market because you need to have a certain size. Maybe your brand reputation is very strong. And people try to enter the market, so cannot break you away from that brand. Are you clear? Like right now, there's a new chicken shop. What's a chicken shop?
Muis.
What?
Darsa.
Dasa chicken, right? They are trying to enter the market, right? They are trying to enter the market. Whether sustainable or not is another issue. Follow?
Yes.
Now, there is also, just remember, something called retaliation by the incumbent. Retaliation by the incumbent means when somebody tries to enter the market, the people in the market might fight with you. Does that make sense? Like, for example, somebody new wants to set up a restaurant, all the other restaurants cut price. Until they kill this restaurant, then they go fight among each other. Got it? Okay. So that's basically the threat of the. It's quite important, huh? Quite important. This model is very important. Quite a lot of questions come out on this model. All right, Mark. Later on, when I test you, this model tested a lot, and not easy. Not easy. Very hard. Got case study all. Yeah, got case study all. Now. Alternative substitute. Okay, for product that performs similar function to that produced, but different solution. Okay, now this one I just want to highlight to you. Example of this. If I want to go to Johor, I can go and fly. I take Air Asia. What's my substitute, guys? Bus,
Train.
car, train. Are you clear now?
Yes.
Yeah, those are my substitute. Same job, different product. Okay, so what's my substitute for Coca-Cola?
Pepsi.
True. I said same job, different product. You give me same product for what? Mineral water. Okay, understand that one? Same job, different product, not different brand. Don't get confused, Different brand sit under existing competitor. Got it?
Okay.
Be very clear. You misunderstand that one, your fault. So when you get a company, you need to know what's their product, what's the substitute. Now when we say substitute, we will look at something called price performance. Write it down. Price performance. The word is price performance. Okay, what is price performance? That means how you perform, how this item perform compared to the original. Example, let me give you. I said I want to go to Johor, right? And my cost is what? I take a plane, right?
100.
How much? Calculate that. I want to go to Johor and come back. Calculate how much? How much is the ticket?
Tiket for Asia.
Air Asia. Anybody from Johor? You fly, One time only. That's too costly, is it? 100 something, right? Okay. 100 something, one way lah. One way, right? 100 something? Okay. Now I'm going to ask you a simple question. Compared to taking, you're taking bus also, right? Bus how much? 30, 35. Okay. Now, time. Okay, which one got more time?
Bus.
Bus take you how many hours? 4 hours. Plane?
1 hour.
Oh my God, you got it wrong. You cannot calculate 1 hour flight time only.
Oh, dibaca.
Mustn't you go to the airport 1 hour earlier?
2 hours.
And then doesn't it take you time to take up from Senai to go to wherever you are compared? Oh, you forgot all that time, right? See the calculation? The calculation is not the 1 hour flight time. You don't need to go 1 hour early to your bus stop, right? Do you? No, right? You go on the time the bus is going to leave only, right? There's no like check-in, luggage, nothing, all that nonsense don't have, right? So you have to take out all of that. So you say it takes 4 hours to reach by bus, right? You say it takes 1 hour. Is it really 1 hour to fly?
No.
Sometimes got delay. Okay, we'll know lah. There's delay. Bus also can get delay. What? Okay now. But is it just 1 hour?
No.
How many hours?
2, 3.
Three. Why 3? 1 hour to go. And somehow you forgot. You have to go to where?
KIA.
KLIA. What about your travel time to KLIA? You forgot. Must travel to KLIA how long? You took bus. Took train.
Train.
How much was that?
30 minutes.
You forgot the costing for that. See, you understand what we mean by price performance. It's not just look at the flight ticket alone. It is the total cost involved from leaving your house and reaching the other house. Does that make sense? And then you get the right numbers. So you got to be careful when you do the maths lah. You guys are really bad accountants.
So basically, if doing the bus, so we must calculate start from the home until at the bus arrive and
Yes.
check in.
Yes.
Oh,
From the home to the bus stop, you take bus or train or whatever taxi or Grab. Then from there, you go to your bus stop again. Again, maybe somebody come pick you up, so no cost lah. Okay, but still, what's the time? How long you have to wait? You know, do you have to wait for your luggage to come out? You understand all that is time that you have to take into account. So when you're doing the analysis, you have to analyze total. Understand? You cannot just analyze one side. So when you did, 1 hour versus 4 hours, of course 1 hour better, right? But the next question is, which are more comfortable? Plane or bus?
Plane.
You sure or not? It's just seats. Is it bus seat more spacious or plane seat more spacious? Bus seat more spacious, right? So, see, different factor to look at. You thought plane more comfortable, is it? Plane more comfortable, right?
Never plane.
Huh?
Never plane.
Some more, the bus, you can get to use a bigger toilet. The plane, you have that small, crampy toilet. Does that make sense? Okay, clear on the analysis now?
Yes.
Okay, so I hope you're okay with the substitutes on the follow? Okay. Price performance, you understand what I mean? Price performance. So price is how much money total you pay. Performance like maybe speed, comfort. Are you clear now? Like when I go to Johor, I always drive. They allow me to fly, but I don't want to fly because I'm really stressed out flying. I go to class planes. Okay, right. We now look at the customer power. Customer do have power sometimes. The power of customer comes from maybe they have this purchase large quantities. They might be able to take over the company. That was called customer might backward integrate, buy you up. The customer got ability to buy you, then they are stronger. If they have no ability to buy you, then they are weaker. Okay, can switch. Okay, if they have switching, that means the customer can find different supplier, then they become stronger. The customer cannot find different supplier, then they become weaker. Like for example, doing let's say ACCA versus degree. Doing a degree versus ACCA. Which customer stronger? Degree is very weak. ACCA is stronger. Why? ACCA they can jump. They don't need to study in one place, they can jump to many places. Degree, you stuck lah. Once you start a degree, you cannot, very hard to exit. Because when you exit, there's a high cost. You may have to like restudy a lot of subjects and all that, correct? That's basically what we mean by switching costs. Okay, are you okay in this part? Next one you got is supplier power. Supplier, remember, they can be strong or they can be weak. Okay, supplier is significantly significantly larger than company. If the company is big, then they become stronger. The company is small, then they become weaker. You also see supplier might do forward integration. If the company can buy into your business, they're stronger. They cannot buy in, they become weaker. Alternative product supplier not available. You cannot buy substitute or there is no other supplier. You cannot do switching. Product provided by supplier is important. Without this product, you cannot do your business. That means this is a critical product. Correct? So, if that's the case, supplier is strong. Last one, you do have to look at the existing. They didn't put a video here. Can you see whether this video is available or not? I don't know. This looks very outdated. Just double check and see. Guys, just double check and see. I don't know whether this video is available or not. Got it? I think it. Is it still available? Because they put this link many years ago. They just leave the link there, assuming it will be found. I think it. Got it? Got right? Got right? Okay. Which kind of means you have to watch this later on. Whenever you see this YouTube videos, ada Potter kan? Is it Michael Potter for Michael Potter? Is it Potter? It's Potter, right? Let me just double check. There, here also got. Mark video to watch. Are you okay? So mark this for video to watch. Later on, there is, when you get your access, you got a project called Save or Close the Hotel inside the system. Repeat that, there is a project inside, there is a virtual situation where you are supposed to work in a hotel and then decide whether the hotel should be shut down or you should keep the hotel. Are you fair? So that too, make sure you watch. Here also, videos mark these videos to watch. Go through them before next class because I'll be using these videos for testing. Okay, I'll just look at the content of those videos and then I'll prepare questions from that content, which means it's not in your book. So you can't it's actually in the video. Make sense? Please summarize it and get that ready. So if you see a video inside here being mentioned, and this one has a few YouTubes mentioned here and there as a backup, got it? So you are expected to go through that YouTube. Okay, there was a few that you could have seen. I think that's all. Alright? So make sure you cover. Okay, we're coming back to this one over here. So existing competitors, okay, knowledge of competitor product market assists managers to predict reaction, how competitors react. If the competitor is very narrow market portfolio, very small market means they only focus on one market, competitor response to threat to market will be both prompt and aggressive. It means if they are just selling, for example, if I'm just selling chewing gum and then you come into my market and try to sell chewing gum, I'll get angry and attack you back quickly. Got it? Does that make sense? But if I'm selling chewing gum, bubble gum, biscuit, chocolate, everything, you enter chewing gum, I'm not going to react so much. Okay, are you clear on that part? Okay, if competitor is broader market, the response may be less aggressive. Now, you do have to consider what are the factors that influences the competitor power. Things like, we call it rivalry, level of rivalry. You look at the size of the competitor, you look at the growth of the market. If the market is growing very fast, they don't fight. If the market is very slow growth, they start fighting. Now, in Malaysia, telco, are they fighting a lot or not fighting?
Fighting a lot.
Why? Because market is saturated. Okay, the market is saturated. Once the market becomes saturated, they start fighting a lot. Follow? Okay. That covers the 5 courses. Let me give you a short break here.
Yes.
Okay, take about 15 minutes. Let me just double check the names. Egon,